Howdy folks, and welcome to this Let's Play of PlanetBase. And let's carry on where we left off. My name is Sonelias, and we're carrying on the end of the last saved game, which was episode... Last episode we had gotten significantly closer to, of course, the next goal. So we basically want to get to a level of 300 population. So if we look at the actual stats here, there is a milestone entry here. So one of them is technocracy, which basically means you have the 10 additional technologies. Megalomania means you got the monolith, and ultimately here also the consolidation means getting a population of 300. So that's my next goal in the game basically. Alright, so what do we need to do to get to that particular goal? Right, one of the things I want to do is I want to make sure I got sufficient spares, and it looks like I do already have sufficient spares. I got starch in more than sufficient numbers. One of the things I was also thinking of doing was building an extra starbase or replacing the current one. I think putting an extra starbase maybe over here would be a good idea. Could still benefit from the security facilities we can actually build in the area as well. So that's why we only got the one big starbase there. We got one radio antenna here. Have I got a security post here? Yeah, here. Control panel. I could of course build here a telescope control as well. As well as a radio control. Okay, so I'm putting all of those in next to each other. Should make life significantly easier. And here we've just completed building a lab. And in that lab we're going to basically build more of this meat production. One of the key things we had basically in the last episode, we saw that we basically had a not too varied diet for our people, which causes malnutrition. So by basically placing some meat production facilities here, it's my hope to be able to get a more varied diet for my people, which should lead to an increase in population. So we also need to of course increase our star rating, our prestige. Prestige we should be able to monitor on one of these entries here. Text, no. Which one was it? Charts. Is that the one? Nope. Stats, that's the one. So at the moment we got a prestige of 371 out of 8,000. 372, so it goes up and down a little bit. Trading ship has landed. What can we trade with them? Let's have a look. Bad exchange rate, so let's dismiss them. Okay. So one of the things I was looking at doing is getting some laser protection in these particular regions as well. So I want to basically build a couple of those more laser guns. Maybe better here. There's only one size. One size fits all. We of course also want to build an extra large wind turbine here. Energy storage facilities as well. So this will take up a fair bit of my up and coming resources, it looks like. Can I somehow create a connection between these? No, unfortunately not. Okay, here I got one already, so that's basically created a bit of extra protection there, which reaches up to here, and then this one should basically protect all the way the rest of the base there. One of the things I do want to build here as well is a processing plant. Let's try to build that over here. I'll give that priority in terms of construction. Another trading ship has landed in the meantime. That trading ship is getting pretty bad ones again. So again, I'm dismissing that. I want to basically get something that's 40 or less in terms of exchange rate or commission that they charge on top of it. So in terms of population, we are up to 219. Not sure if you can hear that, but you can actually hear these turbines going around. I'm not sure how realistic that is if you're basically in a yeah, airless space, airless location. Does there actually get sound generated? Does it travel? I don't know. Need 2 chips for that. Have I got any chips to spare? I do have 2. 1 is free, so it should be sent there shortly. Look at this, all this meat that's lying there now. So if we look at the actual food production here, that should be pretty varied now. What's it producing? It doesn't say what it's producing, doesn't it? It says producing meal, vegetables and meat. Processing plant has been built. So 1 steel, I'll put 1 of those there and I'll put 1 more steel in there. So I got a storage facility up there. I probably want to build another storage facility here as well. Okay, so we ran out of spares, so that means of course we want to basically hold off producing anything else for a little while until we basically get those spares back in there. So trading ship has landed. This one here. Ooh. 45. You know I said 40 earlier. Let's go for 45. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm just going to trade some of these here. I've got a big surplus in terms of starch, so I'm going to get rid of some of that. That's far too many. Let's get rid of 40 of those. And of course we want to get some money in exchange for all of this. There we go. That should do the trick. That'll take a little while to basically get all of that out there, but that should be fine. Doctors are basically working out here. Yes, I know we ran out of spares. We'll get that sorted as quickly as we can. And again, you see the benefit of basically having those 2 airlocks here. People basically go towards the ship from 2 different airlocks. There's a bit of a queue, as you can see. People are queuing up to go back in. And again, they are also coming from an airlock further down south here. Look at the number of people moving through here. Amazing. Alright. Lots and lots of traffic. I did already earlier say I want to basically build an airlock in this particular region here, which I will do soon, I guess. Alright, the trading ship has landed, another one. So I've got 2 at the same time. Interesting. Interesting. So 45% again, but they only got meats and so forth, so no, I'm just going to skip that one. We're still packing stuff into this one. There's more starch that has to go here. We should have sufficient numbers of starch. Well, there's some starch available here, but there's a whole lot available on the east side here. As you can see, there's a lot of that packed up on here, which we're busy turning into bioplastics on this side. And again, we are building spares, as you can see. Farm dome patent acquired. So it's an even bigger biodome version, I would imagine. That is a lab, and in that lab we are also going to be building those meat production facilities. Alright, that should do for the moment. There's a whole lot of bioplastic involved in that. Oops, we've got intruders, so we are going to turn over to a red alert. Let's see where we've got the intruders. Over here. More intruders were detected here, which should be taken care of by the guards shortly. There we go. Good. Alright, that's over. We should now be able to go back to a regular position. Let's look at the population, 223 at the moment, so that's pretty decent still. Let's increase the game speed once again. And of course we have sick people here, which are those guards, because they got shot. Particularly this one is in desperate need of some medical aid. Combat wounds. There we go. Doctors are basically doing their work. Trade ship. 40%. Good. Quite happy with that kind of ratio here. So what can we get rid of? At least it doesn't list the starch here anymore. It does list lots of vegetables. So let's reduce that number down to something more manageable. We are going to buy a... What are we going to buy? We're going to buy a carrier bot or a construction bot. Maybe not. Let's first... Well, yeah, maybe we are. Maybe we are. But that means, of course, we can give them one more meat or one more vegetables. And of course, we're not going to go for the money. We are going to go for having to pay them. So we need to put some of our own money into there, which is fine. Not a big problem. Okay, 224. It's a little bit too much. Let's reduce that slightly. And there we go. Fair trade. We've run out of spares again. Okay, have we finished building everything here? No, we're still building stuff over here. As well as over here. That one though has sufficient materials there for us to actually start building that. Storage facility, and that is a wind turbine. Still up there with the maximum game speed. Run out of spares. Yep, I know. We're very, very far short in terms of metals. Ah, we got some spares again. So I guess we just finished production on some of those spares, which is good. Wind turbines being constructed. Perfect. And again, we're putting particular items or particular piece of metal into that entry there. Oxygen generator is low on oxygen. Interesting, because it got hit by a meteor. Dorm is low on oxygen. Let's do something about this. So that one's repaired. Good. But we of course want to make sure we get some more oxygen into there. So we got, of course, lots of oxygen here produced already. I'm going to put an extra oxygen plant here either way. Yellow alert. Trade ship has landed and we are going to trade with them. Ooh. Mass storage facility. I know, yeah, okay, the ratio is pretty much abysmal, I would say. We're going to basically trade this for 10 of these. Plus the rest comes from our monies. So let's click, 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 click until we basically get to the right amount here. 600 or close to at least. And we can start reducing this again. There we go, 600. That should be a good deal. So that will bring us closer to that goal of technocracy. Alright, increasing the game speed once again. Waiting for that windstorm to pass, or sandstorm to pass. At which point we should be in a good position to switch over to getting people out there again. Storage, oxygen. Dorm is low on oxygen. Yep, I did hear that before. We do of course have, I thought we had sufficient capacity of oxygen. So great. In terms of oxygen, where do we stand? 227 versus 260. Okay. Probably want to build an extra one over here as well. Yes, Dorm is low. Alright, no alerts. Alerts have been cancelled. 16%. That's not really going up, is it? It's still steadily going down. So in terms of doing something about it, I will have to build myself an extra oxygen plant here to be able to manage that, I guess. Yep, storage being built. Perfect. Just drawing oxygen through there, which is coming from here. Now let's check what our water levels are like. Now, let's have a look at that grid again. Water. Consuming 51 out of the 53. So we also need to make sure we build ourselves an extra water extractor. Otherwise, we are going to run dry. Good. So we still got 3 to go until we basically got the technocracy option on there. I'll prioritize that one because, of course, we don't want to run out of water production. Another one with 35. Sweet. It would be great if I could just click, 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 straight away get the correct amount. I'll just go and get the gun. Thank you very much. That's a simple trade. So welcome to base YouTube, as it says on there. Which of course means we're posting this on YouTube. Perfect, we're building on here. And I did already mention earlier I want to prioritize this one because we are running short of water otherwise. Even though here it says we are consuming 54 out of the 61 we're producing. But those numbers do keep on varying with time. Alright, last bits of metal coming through here. Got a surplus of food stored away here. Now I just heard someone dying, but where did the person die? Asphyxiation. Interesting. Interesting. So this one's got 17% oxygen again. So the numbers are rising once again. We're in terms of number of colonists at 230. 232 now. Trade ship is landing as well. And they actually have got spares on hand. And that's a pretty good exchange rate, I would say. So what do we want to sell here? So let's say I want to sell another 10 of these medicines. Let's sell a few more. And ultimately supplement this with just some of my money. That would be a great deal, wouldn't it? I should already see that basically my production here is at the top of the line at the moment. I got 3 medics working on producing medical kits. Getting a bit of a mixture here now, which is good. Got some bioplastic at my disposal here. Small bit of storage in terms of meats again. I want to skip a connection to there because I basically want to create a straight connection between these two. What do I want to use for that? I could of course build another security control here, but I got one there already. So that's not really sensible. I want to do this by means of what? What do we want to do? A factory? Yeah. Connection there. Connection there. I also want to build myself an extra airlock. I did mention that already earlier. I also want to build myself an extra sleeping facility. So I'm going to build an extra cabin, the largest possible size. Intruders being detected. And the intruders being killed. Intruders detected. Getting my guards in there. Unfortunately, they killed one of my guards, which is a bit of a pity. At least we got them. Another trade ship has landed. And I don't think I got much to trade at the moment, except maybe getting rid of some of my starch. What rate? Oh, 65. That's a very, very bad rate, so I'm just going to skip that. Ooh, that one's in a poor state. The medic should start healing this one quickly. Yes, luckily, on time. Otherwise we would have lost another one due to combat wounds. We're up to 232. Sleeping facilities are almost full over there. That one's got exactly what it needs. In terms of spares, I'm okay for the moment because I bought some extra spares. Got some extra guns at my disposal, it looks like, but they should really be stored in these gun cabinets. I'm assuming they're currently stored in the gun cabinets on this one here. Yes, there's one in there. So once we get an extra guard, that should be a guard that gets armed up with firepower. Ooh, my energy reserves are pretty low at the moment. So it looks like I would need to do something about that in terms of getting extra production in. Perfect, an extra windmill there. Let's see if I can build yet another one here. It does look like I can build another one there, which is perfect. It looks like there's a slight level difference between these two locations. Trading ship has landed is what they're telling me, so I can trade here once again if I wanted to. What's the exchange rate? 35. That's amazingly good. So let's get rid of some of the stuff that we got in surplus here. Probably don't want to basically give so much for those, but more of the actual leaves. Let's give 20 of the leaves, and we got also a whole load of starch we can get rid of, maybe. 25, make it 30. And then also we do a number of these here. Have they got enough money for that? It doesn't look like they do, but let's see how far we can get. All of their monies. Now, ooh, we can get a durable patent. We do need some extra money on there for that. Oops. There we go. That should do the trick. That'll be a lot of traffic towards there. Why can I not build one here? I should be able to build one over here. I would imagine there's enough space here for at least an airlock. Not that I want to build it there directly, but I guess I'm forced to build it there. Okay, so I really need to focus more on the production of iron and so forth. Cabin has been built. Sweet. Now, of course, we do still need to get those connections up and running. Ah, Mr. Luke. I guess I'm gonna lose Luke. No, no, I'm basically lost the robot. Yes. Interesting. So we're basically consuming 511 out of a production of whatever it is, but it varies the production, so that's, yeah, okay. Good thing we got that protective gun here to basically shoot down any meteorites. Protects our energy production facilities over there. Looking at the clock though, I think it's about time for us to call it a day. So what I'll be doing is I'll basically be slowing down the game speed. I'll be saving the game. And I'll also be making sure we can actually exit the game in a second. Thanks again for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed today's session, and I'll see you on the next one.